What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Begets and Asbos. So in the last episode you saw us take the mothers and girlfriends on Cadwell Park, and I think I mentioned that the arches were rubbing, and that is because once I've put the BC coilovers on here, I took the camber bolts out and used the camber plates. I did measure the angle of camber using a angle finder. I thought it was around about the same, but it's just catching. You can see that it's very tight. It put me off for the day. You know, the tyres get really soft, pressures change, and if this arch digs into this tyre too hard, you could get a blowout. So we were changing the dampening settings, hardening it, trying to stop as much compression and the arches rubbing. It didn't help, so now the settings are all really hard and out of whack. So I'm going to put it all back to 15 clicks because the BCs have 30 clicks. And then I'm going to re-add these camber bolts. I'm going to try and measure the camber now and add a little bit more in. Probably need about between 2.5 and 3 degrees. The problem I've got is my floor's uneven, so I can't measure the camber now. What I'll try and do is get it at full droop, get it level, get the car level with 2 jacks, and then I'll measure the angle from the disc or from the hub, which is not the correct way to do it because the arms will be at droop. So obviously as it compresses and rebounds, you get an arc here. So you're supposed to measure the rebound as the wheels compressed at this normal height. But what I can do is I take a measurement and just add a couple of minutes, probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes of camber, and then give it a try. And it's just a case of trial and error. But it'll be easier to adjust in the future with having these camber bolts in, because it's just a case of turning the camber bolts, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got both sides jacked up and I've got it leveled off at the top. This is not the correct way to do this, by the way. This is not the true camber because, oh, look at that, marble from Cadwell, rubber. When we're on droop, the hub rotates this way as it compresses, so this camber will be leveling off. But what we're trying to do is just add a degree of camber. So I took a reading earlier of what it was, 89.75 it was, so we've got to try and get this to 88.75. This is the camber bolt. This little bit here, as it rotates, will push the hub out and can bring it back in. Let's get it zeroed. It is reading 89.75, 89.7. So if we try and get that to 88.7, then we're adding a degree of camber. Let's loosen the bottom off. I've actually put a little mark on this with a paint pen so I can see where I'm up to with it. $15mm spanner, and the reason being is I want to hold this side and rotate that, not the other way around, which again hopefully will make sense in a second. Bring you in a little bit closer. John's got my lights. about there. So if you can see that paint mark there, and you should see the hubs move back, and we've got 88.7580. So even though that's not the camber, we know it's a degree further in than what it was before. That's my theory anyway. Whether it's right or not, God knows. Right, so drop the other side. Let's get this side lowered. So we need to drop the handbrake and give it a roll back and forth and see if we can get it to drop to its ride height. I think that should do the job. Trial and error. I need to roll the arches as well anyway. There's only one way to find out if this has worked, and that is with a road test. Before I can do that though, I've got to top it up with antifreeze because I've dropped all the water and give it a bit of a flush. So we'll get that in, get it warmed up, move this trailer, give it a bit of a road test. I've set all the dampers back to the middle up there. It's probably too dark to see it, but it's got the adjuster up there. But you can probably hear on the videos lots of stuff rattling. The exhaust is just wobbling all over the show. So I'll get that heat shield buttoned up, and then hopefully that'll stop all them horrible noises. Right, so complete. I've just put another rubber, so I've doubled up the rubbers. I've got Powerflex exhaust hangers on the back box, but it was knocking like mad. I fixed that heat shield, like I say, doubled that up. Hopefully the exhaust will stop banging, which will stop putting me off on track. As you can see, a little bit more camber in the front, so I'm ready for another track day, I think. I've just topped up the coolant as well and ran that up to temperature, got all the bubbles out, good to go. So what I'm going to do now is cut to some track footage from last week, full session. Look at the deltas. I think during this session I got a 155, but my optimal time was 151. I did about 6 laps. Every corner I did faster, but just on different laps and not one complete lap. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with my times. Still got a lot of time to shave off because I got the 154 and I was aiming for 150. So I do want to go back. Yeah, I do want to go back. I'm going to keep going back until I beat these times. Like I say, with Alton Park, I've got under 2 minutes. I'm at 2:03, optimal 2.0. So I know I can do it. Last time I was at Alton Park, I didn't have these BC coilovers. I've set all the BCs back to middle on the dampening. So I'll start again with dialing it in, because like I said, I tried to stiffen it up to stop the body roll, to stop the arches from scrubbing, which was obviously affecting the handling of the car and slowing me down actually. So as I'm cutting to the track footage, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, I'm gonna say like, comment, subscribe now. Please, please, please hit the like button. We're getting hundreds and hundreds of views, but only a couple of likes. So just hit the like button. Also, subscribe. And most importantly, don't forget to tell your mum and tell your nan. Till next time.
boats.